Hey everybody, it's Yesenia and Sam.
And guess what we're talking about today? No, we're just kidding. We're not going to be those assholes.
No, we're a couple of assholes, but we're not going to be the spoiler assholes.
This is ONT Now.
Sorry, Yesenia, how you been?
Well, dreading this moment.
Which, I mean, there's a lot of moments to dread, I guess. What are you dreading?
The Battle of Winterfell.
Battle of Winterfell. Yes.
Right. Anyway, how was your weekend?
People are super invested in that show, right? My weekend was, the whole thing, speaking of winter is coming, right? If we want to talk about that, it's like,
I know.
What happened this
Seriously,
weekend?
Chicago? It's crazy. I mean, even 2 weeks ago,
right?
Because I was coming back from Milwaukee for my sister's bachelorette.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We're driving back, and it's snowing all crazy. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
That was a couple weeks ago.
Freaking crazy.
Yeah,
but
that
it
was a
funny
serious day
to see the reactions of people, and some people were saying like, oh, HBO really put in,
right, that's
invested some money to create.
Well, what do you think all of those lines that you see the planes dumping? That's stuff to make it snow, right? Isn't that what they're doing, controlling the environment?
There you go. Yeah.
But I mean, to get down to the statistics of it, actually Saturday said that we had an official 2.5 inches of snow.
And when they read that, it's in by O'Hare, right? Because
I mean, not every place got that much snow, but officially they said it was the highest snowfall at that time. So you figure we had Friday was really nice, Saturday was terrible, and then Sunday today, the day that we're recording, was actually another nice day. So, and the people who post those things, we were talking about it before it started, but like the people who post the memes talking about the first one that complains about how hot it is, I'm gonna slap them.
I'm going to be complaining.
Yeah, I mean,
complain either way.
The weather sucks in Chicago.
We do. We don't have an in-between. We don't have the spring. And I think that's the problem, is that we have excruciatingly hot summer.
Yes.
And then, freezing, ridiculously
yes,
right. Winter.
So this year we'll have it'll be 130 degree swing when you count that we had a negative 40 degree day that I experienced. Plus, we're going to have a 95 dead, those summer days where the air feels like it's just on your shoulders.
Right.
No wind.
So we will be complaining, okay? And I'll be complaining when it's hot, and I'll be complaining when it's cold. Guess what? It is what it is. We're in Chicago. Yeah. But
and then speaking of complaining, since we're on the subject, we have quite a bit of these. We've got a couple of Game of Thrones things. We've got a lot of this.
I mean, obviously we don't want to do any spoilers because I haven't seen Avengers.
I've seen it,
but Sam's seen it this weekend. So I told him already we're not going to talk about it, but we do want to acknowledge it because obviously it's a big weekend. It's a huge weekend. It is seriously Game of Thrones season because we are coming down to the nitty gritty. Yeah. But we wanted to just acknowledge it, of course, and maybe in 2 weeks we'll be able to talk about the Avengers. Yeah, I think we're going to give everybody a couple of weeks before we start talking about it because it's come on, everybody. This is one of those where if you're going to see it as quickly as you can because there are people who are a lot less gracious and nice about the information. Yeah. Right? I mean, I didn't look anything up, but are people actually spoiling? I didn't either, but yes. Really, I honestly don't know if they're spoilers or not, if they're just BSing. Yeah. But as I'm scrolling through Facebook, it's you don't even want to get on because people think it's funny just to post comments and it's just, you don't know if it is true. You don't want to Google it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just, you leave it at that. But same thing with Game of Thrones, Obviously, you want to talk about it, but there's only so much you can really say. Yeah, but if you're a Game of Thrones fan, the fact that it's on demand from your home, just get the episode out of the way so you're not worried. The Avengers is a little different. However, though, I should have checked, but the Avengers over the weekend it has been playing 24 hours. When I saw it at the AMC, every 15 and 30 minutes. Yeah, right? The AMC 21 literally had shows from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. and I'm talking about 1 in the morning, 1:30, 2:45, 2 to 3 o'clock, so all day long. I actually went to a 10:40 show on a Saturday, so I mean it just kind of happened that we went, but glad I got it out of the way. I mean, there's things that everybody's got to know, right? If you're following even just how the contracts and the studio and all of that, just to say anybody who hasn't seen it yet, this is to me also right. It was an amazing adventure. Started in 2008. I haven't seen them all. I'm not going to lie to you. No, I think I'm pretty sure I've seen them all. I've seen them all. I mean, I've seen I've seen them all. I don't really follow the order some that of them. They came out, maybe not. I don't think I've watched them all. Yeah. I haven't watched the last one or two. So I do want to watch those two before I watched this the final one. But so that's the only reason I've never really been following. But I watch it here and there. My son has really gotten into Captain America, and he loves like Iron Man and all that stuff.
Sure.
So we
have a couple of the characters here.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Iron Man, Thor, Thanos. We've got Ant-Man, Spider-Man, and Captain America is there.
Which, by the way, I want to give a shout out to the 10th Ward online shop who provided these items for us to display.
Sale, right?
They are for sale. So 10th Ward online shop, you can 10th Ward online shop. You can find them on Facebook. Thank you so much. They have a lot more items.
Yes.
And so check them out.
Thank you.
So my son's really into that thing. So I want to start watching them just because I know he does. Yeah. So anyway.
So like on the Game of Thrones and the Avengers thing, for it to go this long and have this much popularity, the one thing that I like about it is it's not just because it's characters that you grew up with and thought about. They actually made some really good movies. All of the movies were very well made. You can categorize some were better than others. Somebody's got to be last, right?
Always will be.
So some of the Thor movies I know people didn't really like, but a lot of them, all of them were well made. So it was a great adventure. Yeah, and everybody go see it.
Everybody's been. I mean, the one thing that I will say is that I've been seeing nothing but great reviews about it. So it's not. I personally have not seen anybody saying like, "Oh my god, that sucked," or "Oh, that was terrible," or "I can't believe." No. So that's the great thing about it. I'm really looking forward to it because it's been nothing but great reviews.
And it doesn't feel like 3 hours. It's just it's happening. Unless you're like one of those bladder people, it's like 3 hours is gonna feel like 3 hours.
Like I seriously.
I did notice a lot of more people left the theater. I think I went into it thinking, you know what, if I
don't drink anything.
Well, right. Let me try to push everything out. It's 3 hours, and plus
get it all out the way.
Get it out. With previews, it's almost like 4 hours because the previews felt like forever. But so no spoilers. The movie was great. It's 3 hours long. Yes. It's the culmination of like 20 some odd movies since 2008. They made almost $20 billion.
Oh my gosh, that is crazy.
Great movie.
And obviously Game of Thrones, we have our bottles of whiskey here, House Targaryen and House Tully, which are not opened because my brother will kill me if I open those. But anyway. Thank you guys for joining us. Other than that, I mean, what has been going on? We haven't been on in a while. We had Easter last week, was in town. And so it's been kind of busy. But we all, obviously, thank you so much. We've been having a lot of supporters reaching out to us, telling us when we're going to get back on, and also a lot of supporters reaching out to us about the new show that we have that ONT has, the South by Southeast. Yeah. And they're following along, and thank you guys for supporting both podcasts. Right,
and we will be bringing some more out. You'll start seeing different. We
actually have one in the works that will be coming out within the next couple of weeks. We'll be able to start promoting that one as well. Mm-hmm. But there is a lot of ideas that we have going on, and we had a couple people reaching out about ideas too, so we're trying to finalize that. If you guys have any ideas of podcasts that you would like to put together, let us know. And
subjects, ideas, people that maybe we should be reaching out to, talking to, or if you actually have an idea of a show that you want to do that you're not seeing, give us a call because it's all about empowering other local people.
That's exactly what it is. Right. Empowering the community and working together.
So send us an email, write us a comment. It's always info@ontnews.com, and then post us on the Facebook page. Yeah. So what else is going on?
Well, this weekend I was supposed to have a baseball game, a t-ball game on Saturday.
Oh, why didn't you? Saturday
well, because of the weather. We were actually out there.
They're young. They'll get over it.
My daughter's terrible. My daughter's sick because of it. So we went out there, and obviously there were a lot of the kids are sick, and a lot of the parents. Of course, they don't want to take them out in this weather. Sure. Because Saturday of the weather, it was. So we ended up canceling, and we're going to play it reschedule for another day. Okay. But because both teams had a couple players there, we just had a quick practice. So it was fun. I had 3 players on my team, and he had about 6. So it was nice. They got a little play time, and they got all dirty. Mm-hmm. Afterwards, I was like, oh my god, my kids actually look like little baseball players. But it's tough, man. Playing 4 or 5-year-olds.
Yeah, you don't have a staff of people cleaning the uniforms, though, right?
No, it's me.
Is that you?
Me and my husband, yeah. So thank God my husband does help a lot with the laundry. So it's not exactly like Major League Baseball. Yeah, but my kids are the River Bandits. Woo!
Yeah, so how many weeks is it in now, not counting the one that we...
Well, this is actually they've only played 1 game. Oh. Because they 2 games have gotten canceled because of the weather.
Oh, it was 2 Saturdays in a row that were...
Well, last Saturday they played, but then the Wednesday game got canceled because because of the
what days of the week do they play on?
So they play on the T-ball teams play on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Okay. Then the other the minors and the peewees and the intermediate, they play the different days of the week. But the T-Ball does play on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Okay. And we have the River Bandits, we have the Lugnuts, we have the Bulls. What is the other 2 teams we have? Emeralds and the Raptors. So yeah, they're so cute all in their little uniforms, and it's just cute to see them. Obviously, they're learning; they're barely know what to do. Oh my god, all the time. So I have a kid. Yeah, one kid started running to second. Yeah. My daughter loves to try to catch the ball, so she actually hits the ball and tries to go run after the ball. Like, no, you have to run to first. Like,
Can you know, get yourself out? No.
Yeah, I know, right? She's getting herself out. Yeah. So it's fun. It's exciting. It's a little stressful sometimes, but hey. I like to see the whole process and seeing how these kids. I have this little kid. He's a little one. This boy has some power in his pitch. Like this little kid can hit, he can throw, and he's just so tiny. And it's just like, man, like he's going to be a baseball player when he grows up. It's
been some years since my daughter was playing softball, but I remember thinking that myself. Like as I'm looking at the kids, it's like 10% of the kids you just don't want to be there.
They don't.
They're holding the bat. I mean, they're just there for they're trying to figure it out, right? 10% though were like, wow, this child is holding the bat right, just like gets it right away.
Well, you know what? And even those that don't want to be there, it gives them something to do. So I said, I was like, I'm sorry, I don't care if my son doesn't want to. If he doesn't want to play that, you better figure out what you want to play because you're going to play something.
Right.
You're going to do something.
In the world that we live in, physical, social interaction of any kind is pretty good.
Yeah. So yeah, besides that, I hear that there's a basketball league that's looking for 30 and over players. I know Carlos Margarito has been posting on the pages. So, there's...
Yeah. Well, we'll post, if we don't have it at this moment, we'll post his contact information for people who want to play basketball. Sometimes, like for us, we'd like to become an avenue that kind of categorizes and collects different people. I know there's a lot of neighborhood pages, but if there's anything that you're curious about, if you're curious about sports, adult sports, child sports, whatever the case may be, just reach out to us.
Yes.
And we'll try our best to answer. Some people actually do ask us things, and we try to find out. But, just to become like a central point of information is our goal.
So yeah, aside from that, there was the parades. I know the Hedwig Little League had their parade a couple weeks ago.
The baseball.
And then the Eastside Little League had their parade last week, I believe it was. Yeah, last week we had it. And then what else has been going on? Earth Day. I know there was a couple cleaning greens going on. Yes. Thank you for all the organizations that were out there cleaning out the 10th ward and the surrounding wards. Great job, guys. It's nice to see the kids out there working together and getting our area at least a little bit cleaner. So
anybody who took the effort to get out of the house and go collectively pick up garbage, there's plenty of it, unfortunately, in the neighborhood. So big shout out to all those people who went out and helped with Earth Day. So that's pretty much what's been going on around here. Other than that, I mean, in the news, obviously you hear stories that are sad. So like the AJ friend story about the little boy that was found and he was murdered, he was found dead. And it's just sad, the whole situation. And I think what makes me sad, and I'm not sure if you're too familiar with the story, but this I believe he was 5 years old, went missing a couple weeks ago. Yeah. And it was like a week after he went missing.
A week after he went missing, they found him in a shallow grave. And his parents have been arrested, and they're looking into the situation, the matter. Yeah. Now that they're looking further into the situation, they see that, yes, there was a lot of calls for, from DCFS, from the police,
from drug use. And people too, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sure that those organizations, the first thing you hear is how understaffed they are, or how, it's a very touchy subject, right? Because there's definitely some people who, maybe there's parents who were taking care of their children very well, but in a moment, who wants to have DCFS knocking on your door because you yelled at your kid a little too loud, or you're maybe a little too aggressive, or whatever it is. I mean, I get that whole thing, but, when it comes down to something like this can happen, and then you go back and you see that there's a lot of kind of track record, that there's a lot of information that was leading up to the unthinkable, which is this. Parents that are capable of killing their kids or doing such harm that the child would die is a whole nother thing. And I'm sure that most people don't want to even consider that an option. But you kind of have to realize that it can happen,
Yeah, and here's the thing, is that, yes, you right away you think, why didn't DCFS do anything? And that was my first response, is like, seriously, they took him away from the home twice. Why was he still there? And then, yes, you sit down and think, okay, but why did the family allow this? Yeah. Why did the neighbors not do anything? Why did, and it's not just DCFS. It's not just the police. Like, at what point does somebody come out and say, no, like, we need to take action? Like, no, these kids cannot be in here. And they talk about how there was times that the police or people went to their home and there was feces there, dog feces, and you could smell the urine of the dog's urine, and the window was broken all throughout the winter, and there should be nobody living in that home like that. And I understand that there's families that live in with their home is poverty not intact, because of poverty. But if you see that the parents are drug users and there's clearly neglect there, yes, exactly. Right. Something should have been done, and it's not just on DCFS, and it's not just on the police. It's just a community needs to stop keeping that. It has to stop where we're minding our own business.
Right. The whole it takes a village thing is whatever connotation that has for certain people. I mean, it kind of does. I would be reluctant to have everybody become like individual. All you're doing is looking for stuff, because then there's those people too, right? They just see too much, they overthink too much. But if there's obvious, like in this case, obvious signs of abuse or other things, right? Say something, because you could be saving somebody's life.
And sadly, it's sad what he had to go through, what this little boy had to go through in just 5 years of his life. So it's just I don't know. It's just sad. I just hope that. I don't know. I mean, what do you do? What can you do at this point? But So that's what I've been seeing on the news. Other than that, I mean, hey.
Well, it sucks to end on a sad note.
I know. So,
but on a positive note, it is. Let's go back to just baseball, right? Baseball's back. I mean,
and the Cubs won.
The Cubs won yesterday. And the Sox, I know that the Sox are in a rebuilding. I get it and everything, but I'm not a Sox fan. Everybody knows that. But as a fan of baseball, they look like they're putting some things together. They've got some pieces together, so that I think in a couple of years, from a Cubs fan, I'm going to say that in a couple of years, the Sox probably should be very good. It's just a matter of if the ownership and the management can keep them on track. But other than that, anything else?
You should definitely take a Cubs game trip or something.
Yeah,
that'll
for sure. Yeah, their little tickets. You can get Sox tickets in Cracker Jack boxes, I think. So if you want to go to a Sox game, they're just. I think I probably have 4.
I mean, I guess that would be easier, right? Going to Sox game.
And just wear Cubs stuff.
Anyway, there you go. Other than that, I want to touch on something really quick that I saw on one of the community Facebook pages.
Okay.
I know I try to stay off of them here and there because it's just a lot of bickering back and forth, and it kind of sucks because you want to go to these pages to get community news. But a couple of days ago, I saw a post on a community page about race baiting.
Yeah.
And for those of you that don't know what race baiting is, apparently, from this post, is attempting to cloud logic and facts by appealing to emotion through false accusations of racial discrimination. A favorite spin tactic of politicians used to manipulate people of low intelligence.
That pretty much sums it up. Yeah,
so I just thought that was very offensive. I think that is ignorant to post.
Somebody posted that? The definition of it?
Well, because they're claiming that that's what we're doing on these pages. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just...
Right. So I had actually said before, we were talking about this a little bit before, the one thing that I have about racism in general, obviously, there is a group of people who I think go overboard with claiming everything is racist, right? And then there's that other side that seriously thinks there's no more racism ever, anywhere. How could you be so offended about everything? So, both sides are a little bit too extreme for me. To say that there's no racism and then to say that everything is racist or find racism in everything that you do, that's got to be so exhausting, But somewhere in the middle, I think there's a lot of... what did you think about that?
Here's my thing, and I keep saying this. It's just that if you believe that there is no racism involved in a situation, or if that's your true feelings, then that's your true feelings. But if somebody else believes otherwise, and if they're actually feeling it, who are you to say that they're not feeling that? And if you're not in that situation, if you're not experiencing that, then I'm sorry, but shut up about it. It's not, you cannot speak on what somebody else is feeling or what somebody else is going through.
Yeah.
If you're not, you haven't experienced that racism. If you haven't experienced those, then don't talk about it. Right. Just leave it at that. And I think that's where it is that ignorance, where you just because you haven't experienced it doesn't mean it's not there.
Anybody with a point of view, and people are they cling to their points of view, right? If you're not acknowledging someone else's point of view, then that's a problem in general.
Yeah.
Because acknowledge what someone else is thinking and feeling so that you can understand that. But to shut them down to say that their feelings are not valid at all. And even in the people who think that there's no racism. It's like, okay, I could see how maybe you came to that point of view. But, in that case, it's like, seriously, that's not true.
Yeah. And, realistically, I mean, if everyone has problems and obstacles in their life. Everybody does. I get that. But if the color of your skin is not one of your problems, then you cannot understand that. And realistically, I'm like, if that color of your skin adds to some of those problems, like you just can't understand it, because it's another barrier that certain people do not have to go through. So, I mean, I don't know. That's just my take on it. And I guess we'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Just be nice, people.
Be nice. God. Try to understand each other a little bit.
Exactly.
That's all. You can be just as loud and ignorant or adamant about your own feelings, but just acknowledge a little bit, do a little bit of research. Don't just believe what anybody says to you. And let's just start there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. But again, thank you so much. Want to give another shout out to, I keep forgetting the name of the page. I'm going to look for it right now. 10th Ward. What did we say it was? 10th Ward Shop? I'm really sorry. I am terrible at this. I was trying to have them on my phone. Let me put it this way. Okay, so I'm really quick. I normally have like my things on my phone, right? And then I didn't have a notebook before, but I like to have them on my phone, and then I have my little notepad and I write them all down. Yeah. Well, last episode, my phone kept shutting off on me, so I kept on going back into it. And my sister made a comment about how I'm not paying attention to you while you're talking. Yeah. I swear I'm paying attention to him.
Yeah.
But it's just because I have my notes.
Right.
So it keeps shutting off on me. So I was like, well, today I'm going to have my notebook. No, I don't have that. And I wasn't prepared. But we're working on it, all right? I'm trying to figure out my method.
10th Ward.
Okay, so 10th Ward Online Shop. The 10th Ward Online Shop. They are on Facebook. You can find them on Facebook. Check them out. Thank you so much, guys, for letting us use the toys and, would you call them toys? Like what? Action figures?
Action figures.
Action figures. The action
like
figures.
The grown men that own these things probably want you to call them collector's items.
Collector's items. So thank you so much for letting me use the action figures, toys, and stuff to be able to pose. You can get these on the 10th Ward Online Shop. 10th Ward Online Shop. Also, I want to give it a shout out to my brother who let me use the House Targaryen and the House Tully whiskey bottles. I swear I did not open them. He's probably like freaking out because he told me not to. But I did not touch them, I swear.
Well, I sealed it back up. I drank it.
You did?
No.
All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching. This is ONT Now.
Thanks.
Here we go.